He's Bill Ryder, and he's righter than you.
The program righter than you, sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, who made careers, who think they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
I promise, we're nice here.
He's humble.
I think I'm pretty good if you're on the show about admitting if I got it wrong.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Bill Ryder.
Good morning, good afternoon, happy World Cup beginning day. Rest in peace, the 2025-26 San Antonio Spurs. Wow. That's my analysis. Holy bleep. What an absolute stunning collapse, choke job, giveaway, humiliation, embarrassment last night. And I'm doing this in part from the awe factor of watching that game. I was actually at a restaurant bar with some buddies, and I'll say this, it was really cool. I'm in LA, so people care, but the level to which every single person at this steakhouse, I was in the bar, walked into the bar. I've never seen this before. It's Arthur J, fancy schmancy place I've taken Stu, who's going to join me in a second. And the entire place was riveted. People were screaming. People were yelling at the TV. People were cheering, the Knicks fans. It was an incredible sports experience after the Spurs blew the largest lead in finals history and then found a way to still almost win it and then not win it. I mean, Stu, I can't even we'll get to World Cup in a second. And I'll say this too. You know how in this business we root for our narratives. All we do is root for our narratives. I really thought the Spurs were going to win the series. I thought they were going to win that game. I was sort of walking around LA with my chest out because I was like, yeah, I'm the guy that said that they're going to come back from 2-0 down. I don't know. Awful. The terrible Jalen Brunson shot at the end of the game that OG tips in. I mean, the whole thing was just, what a game, dude. What a crazy, weird game.
It really was. And yeah, I had the pleasure of working during this game, so I was in the front seat to kind of see all of it in terms of the Spurs just not being able to miss in the first half. You could have had me out there shooting threes, and I would have been making them if I was on the Spurs. That's how good they were in the first half. And then the third quarter, they just felt like they made no shots at all. They made a few, I know, but it felt like they made absolutely nothing. The Knicks just started whittling away at the lead.
Yep.
It got the 15, it got the 12, it got the 9. And then next thing you know, Brunson's cutting it to 1, and then it's basically a whole new ball game. And yeah, I know you kind of said yesterday when we were talking offline that you thought the Spurs had the series, and I couldn't really disagree with you, especially if they had won last night and won both games in New York to make it 2-2. I mean, that would have been over for the Knicks. If they lost both games at home, I know the Spurs had lost both at home, but if that happened to the Knicks, I feel like this would have been over at 6. This would have been Spurs at 6.
Victor Wembanyama, 2 for 9 in the fourth quarter.
Not good.
Absolutely awful. Here are some fun facts, Spurs fans. The Spurs are the only team in NBA history in any game, regular season or playoffs, let alone what feels like the decisive, a pivotal, the game that'll dictate who wins the series of the finals. The only team in NBA history in a game to have 76 or more points in the first half and 30 or fewer points in the second half. I mean, that is as weird and impossible and shouldn't be real as Wemby when he's playing well. And speaking of Mr. Wembanyama, and look, his greatness is undeniable, and maybe he's going to win 9 titles or 3 titles, or we'll see. But I was reminded of this. I was thinking about this. The championship medal, right? With a T, guys, not a D. The excellence, the greatness that it takes, it's just never guaranteed. And it's easy for me now to sort of look back and say, this guy, like, I'm not saying he's Wembanyama's Harden, but Harden was celebrating amazing, and then it turned out he couldn't do it in the playoffs. Here is Victor Wembanyama in the fourth quarter. You ready for this? And again, they could have I saw somebody say, they could have just taken a knee. Like, all you have to do if you're the Spurs is just run your offense. Don't burn it, right? Like, use the clock effectively, play your game, rebound, don't turn the ball. Just play basketball and you should win. Missed alley-oop layup, missed tip shot, made free throw, missed floater, missed shot, made two-pointer, missed alley-oop layup, missed jump shot, made jump shot, missed free throw, the two that he bricked at the end. That is, I mean, it's Victor Wembanyama. I mean, he was, and I love Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude?
It was bad. It was really, there's no way to really, because it's one of those things where we've been all by this guy, especially this year and the run they've gone on, and it's hard to discredit what he's done.
He's amazing.
And I still think he's amazing. I still think he is, if not the best player in the NBA, he's one of the 2 or 3 best players in the NBA. He's going to be the best player in the NBA, I think, without a doubt. Like, everyone's going to be saying that within a year or two. If they wind up losing this series, which it looks like they will now, it might be better for him in terms of, okay, it's going to motivate him. It's going to motivate him to maybe put on some muscle, maybe motivate him to refine his game inside and become more efficient. Because I guess that's maybe the one knock on Wemby is, okay, maybe he settles too much for three, settles too much when the guy's 7'4", right?
I mean, he did miss some layups, though.
He did miss some layups. But again, he has to refine, right? Like it was always at some point going to be too big of a moment for the Spurs team, and I guess it is now. And
the level of collapse is so it's. And by the way, and I will say this too, Jalen Brunson finally had a really, really good game. Jalen Brunson hadn't played well until this game. I mean, this is a series the Spurs should be winning. They should be up 3-1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. They've given away 2 games, basically. If we had to power rank how terrible, like who the worst Spur was yesterday,
yeah,
I don't know where to rank Wembanyama versus De'Aaron Fox versus Mitch Johnson. I mean, De'Aaron Fox was...
And he was good in the first half. He had a pretty good first half. He had like...
Everybody was going to... Everyone was scored 11 for the Spurs in the first half. Right. I think.
Yeah, he was terrible in the second half, though.
Oh, my God. The turnovers...
You wanted him to shoot if you're a Knicks fan.
The turnovers, there was the play with, I can't remember how long, maybe 13 or 14 seconds, where he basically gets the ball in a breakaway, and all he has to do is either go to the corner like a soccer player or make the layup.
I know.
Or draw the foul. Right?
So dumb. Yeah.
What are you doing, dude?
What is he doing?
And he just goes up and turns the ball.
Yeah. He was really bad.
Were you on the streets at all? No, you were working. I would be fast.
I was on the train like 3 hours after the game, and there were still Knicks fans funneling out of the city. So
were they exuberant?
Yes.
Were they all hammered?
Yes.
Yesterday on the radio show. This is weird. You've heard my Landon Donovan story, right? Where I handed him all my plates at a restaurant.
Yes,
I thought he was a waiter because he never spoke to me again. So I told that story on the air, and I'm like, I have his number. Should I text him? And they're like, so I texted him live on the air while I'm telling the story to see if he's like, come on. You'll be shocked to hear he has not written me back.
Okay.
But then Jay Moore texted me, like, hey man, listen to the show. It's super funny.
Oh, Jay Moore. How about that?
Should I come on sometime? He's Jeannie Buss's husband.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot about that.
So I'm gonna get Jay on. Only I did do a segment that went kind of viral where I said accurately that Jeannie Buss is a wonderful human, but is easy to manipulate, that there are people around her who manipulate her. What are the odds that Jay's coming on just to be like,
to come back at you because he heard that segment as well? Yeah. It's not a 0. I would say it's not a 0% chance if that's the case. Yeah.
Jay's a great guy. So, that's what it is. You know what, Jay? And by the way, I love Jeannie, too. Jeannie's cool, too. You know what I'm saying? That was a non sequitur. Why did I bring that up? Oh, Landon Donovan. I don't even know why. I just brought it up.
Yeah, something with Landon being yeah.
Man, I will say this, though. It's hard to describe that game as a great game because it was some of the worst basketball I've ever seen in my entire life from the Knicks in the first half and some of the worst basketball I've ever seen from the Spurs in the second half. I mean, it was much more terrible basketball than great basketball. It was some riveting stuff, dude. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
You've been to Arthur J. Like, I had this friend dinner planned. So I'm like, okay, at least we were in the bar. We were watching it. Well, it's fine. It's cool. It's like a steakhouse, right? We had a couple drinks. It was fun with a couple of my guys. This place is a pretty like the other side is pretty fancy. I've never seen this. You had people. There's like a wall. People were like on the wall looking. People were leaving their dinners and coming into the bar. It was just cool, man. It was like the energy of that game was so random people that weren't fans. Like we had a mom and her 2 kids. Like, can we sit? We basically had like a booth, right? We're in the bar. We had people sitting with us. We didn't know that. Can we sit here? I'm like,
I
yeah,
love that. That's
sit down,
great.
hang out. The guy next to us was like, like you're at a fancy dinner. He's at a dinner with his wife, but he wanted to talk hoops. So we're talking hoops. I can't even imagine other than San Antonio, I can't even imagine the vibe in New York and everywhere else in America where they're just feeling the New York vibe. Other than on, the Riverwalk, where I'm sure like the San Antonio is it the San Antonio River is probably filled with the tears of Spurs fans.
Can't be good. Yeah,
can't be good.
They're probably some Spurs fans
Here's my
jumping in that
crazy
river.
take. Here's my crazy take. You ready?
Ooh.
I still think the Spurs can win the series.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
They
have 2 home games, and they've proven they can win at the Garden.
They can win on the road.
And they've probably been the better team 3 of them.
They're the better team. I mean, the De'Aaron Fox thing is a big problem. He has been bad.
Because I love that trade when they made it, too. And not looking so good. And they're paying him a lot of money. He's making he makes something $1 million or something around that salary. So that's not great. Like, that just feels like they had all these assets and they kind of wasted it on him. I hate to say that. He's not healthy. I know he turned his ankle earlier in the playoffs, but come on, man.
Like, a decision, dude. 1 for 5.
That's bad.
1 for 5. The only guy who's been outstanding in the face of these things has been Stephon Castle. He makes his free throws. He's chill. He had 1 shot. He took 1 shot in the fourth quarter. Now, he did make all 6 of his free throws. Man, and the Wemby missed free throws, dude, were just... It was so... I mean, he's so tall. He basically reaches over and drops the ball in the rim. Just like, make a free throw, dude.
Yeah. I know.
All right. I mean, I should have some like insightful analysis, but my analysis wholly. I will say this, and I don't have like a great take on that. All of us conflate talent for greatness all the time, and they're not the same thing. I mean, there's a huge overlap on the old Venn diagram, but talent and greatness are they're different things, right? Like, greatness includes work ethic. It includes, I mean, for lack of a better term, whatever that clutch gene is, right? To operating under pressure. Right? There's just Ryan Leaf was talented, right? He turned out not to be great. This will piss people off, but Lamar Jackson is talented. I don't think he's achieved greatness at the level that we're talking about. Victor Wembanyama is talented, and I think he'll have greatness. I think he'll have amazing greatness, but he has not had it in the series. And the other thing is, he is at an NBA Finals at a younger age than all the greats, right? Like, well, not Kareem, but most of the greats. As the lead guy, right, not including Kobe when he had Shaq, you get credit for the accomplishment, and it is a different level of pressure, and you don't have the experience, and so it doesn't define him going forward. But it is an interesting question mark if they don't win the series about Wembanyama that I never thought I'd ask, which is, can he do it when it matters?
Yeah, to your point, you brought up Harden before, and it's the Dan Marino question. Like, you never know. The Thunder are... I know they just beat the Thunder, and the Thunder people... The popular thing the last couple of weeks has been to criticize the Thunder and, try to break up the Thunder and all of that. But this is a Thunder team that a month or two ago, we were talking about, being the next dynasty and winning the next 5 championships. So...
Yep.
They're going to have that team to get through pretty much every year for the next, 4, 5, 6 years. So you never know. Maybe it's the Thunder that just blocked them, like Jordan kind of blocked all those teams in the East all those years in the 90s. Like, that could be the case. So you never know. There's a chance that Wemby, as great as he is and as talented as he is, he might not get back to this, which is silly to say, but you never know.
I'm with you. And I think Sam Presti should not break up the Thunder, and he is the most immune from outside noise and the thoughts of everyone else, including his peers, GM, and maybe in sports, certainly in basketball. He's not going to panic. I mean, his press conference, he does a postseason press conference where that's basically the only time he talks, and his whole thing was process, not results, which I read as we're not going to go Giannis, and we're fine.
Yeah.
and we're going to be very, very good. I have done something. I put together a soccer for dummies list where I
Oh,
go through all the sort of some of the main people, and then I tell you, and like this soccer player is this American equivalent.
okay. I
I
love
want
this.
you to
Yes.
play jury. I want you to
Okay.
buy or sell it, I guess, basically. Are you up for that?
I am definitely.
All right.
This sounds fun. Yes.
What we're going to do is a fake break. It's not real. We're going to do a fake break. If you're watching on the old Substack, you're back in 4 seconds. But if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you can go to billwriter.substack.com and skip the ads. Or just maybe the ads are really helpful. We will be right back.
You're listening to Writer Than You.
I thought Denzel as Coach Boone was very good in it. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long segment. He definitely commands the screen. He's a great presence. He's a very powerful, actor. I don't know how else you want me to describe it.
Really searching for that word.
Really powerful. He's a great actor.
It's Writer Than You with Bill Writer.
Maybe my favorite part of that clip is Tom DiBenedetto, now Jim Rome's executive producer, giggling in the background. I just talked to him. I talked to him a day or two ago.
Oh, that's great.
He's a great guy. Oh, you're
Yeah,
so
Steve
funny,
is.
Stu. All right, so I won't do this under the guise of buy or sell, but you can
Buy.
right, or you can
Okay.
Sell.
here in the World Cup preview. I'm going to give you my assessments, and you can kind of like tell me if you think these are fair or not. Mexico, first game is today, right? Mexico at noon, my time, 3 your time.
Yes.
Is it Mexico? Yeah.
It is Mexico. Yep.
My radio station made us all draw 3 teams. It's like one favorite, one mid, and one sort of because they didn't want to do a draft because I guess they thought I had too much soccer knowledge or something. Me and Doug and I got England, and it's a point system. It's kind of like an NCAA. I got England, I got Mexico, I got Uruguay. Like it's not a bad combo of teams. It's like you get one of the 13 favorites, 12 favorites, one of the 12 mid teams, and one of the 12 like longer shots. I don't like England, Mexico, or Uruguay. I don't want like Uruguay. I'm not mad at, and Bielsa's fun to watch, but they're in the group with Spain. My point is, I have this competition. I don't want those teams to win, including Mexico today.
Yeah. England might go far, but they'll inevitably disappoint at some point.
I just don't like. I'm not anti-England. I'm very net neutral on it. England is.
You know what? Most people, to be fair, Bill, most people either like England or hate England. So the fact that you're neutral on them is, oh yeah, they're very polarizing.
Why
my gosh! If
I
you're
just don't care.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love Spain. I love Spain. I'm going to root for the United. Obviously, the U.S. men's national team. Like, let's go. I mean, this is such a terrible thing to say. If Mbappe got hurt, I would like be in for France. Like I like most of those guys. I don't like Mbappe at all.
I love
then I'll probably randomly every year I fall in love with some random. I'm gonna root for Argentina. I mean, dude, Spain, Argentina, U.S. That's enough to root for. You know what I'm saying?
That's enough right there. Yeah.
Here we go. Lamine Yamal. Well, this doesn't work as well as when I did it 24 hours.
Oh, is this Wemby? Is this Wemby?
Is Victor Wembanyama minus last night in the sense that he could be the best of all time. It's crazy to say that. It's too young to say Wemby's going to pass LeBron and Mike and that Lamine's going to pass Messi. But it's also for those of us that know in the back of our mind, like, wow, maybe if he does some stuff already.
I will buy that 100%.
Buy.
He is the guy. Lamine Yamal is the guy that when he did not win the Ballon d'Or last year, I was like, okay, that's fine. He's probably going to win like 4 of the next 6 or something like that. Like he's going to go on this crazy run, kind of like Messi did. He didn't win it last year. Dembele won it last year, but yeah, if he stays healthy, he's still young. Obviously, same goes for Wemby. There's no ceiling on Lamine Yamal. So yes,
Spanish forward, by the way. Those of you, sorry, soccer for dummies. I forgot soccer for dummies. Not that you're a dummy. I'm just, that's the expression. Lamine Yamal is Spain's best player, and he plays for Barcelona. I'm going to go with another one. I have my Barcelona biases. Spain, who are, by the way, they're the betting favorites to be the champions most of the day. Sometimes it's Argentina. France isn't up there too, but as of yesterday, Spain was the favorite. I'm going to give you a deep cut here. A guy named Pedri, those of you that don't know, plays in the midfield for Spain and for Barcelona. I'm going to go he's Jalen Brunson. undervalued early, not considered physically imposing. When you look at him, he's not built like a modern engine of a team. And even after Pedri started to get great, he was not properly appreciated. Lots of people were like, oh, Jude Bellingham's better, who's a player who plays for Real Madrid in England. Until Pedri, like Jalen Brunson, became the engine of one of the most dominating machines in sports. And you kind of realize, like, what's the old Sergio Busquets line? If you watch the game, you don't see Sergio Busquets. If you watch Busquets, you see the entire game. There's some of that with Pedri, except he's so beautiful and brilliant and has the ball so often that there's actually, you can start to appreciate him. If you don't know a lot about soccer, but you kind of want to watch Spain and focus on Pedri. It'll teach you kind of how a midfielder operates and controls the beautiful game.
Yeah, at least how midfield is supposed to operate. I agree with that. I buy that one. I like it. I don't have any arguments with it. Brunson, very undervalued. People were shocked about the money he got, and look what Dallas could have had with Doncic and him. I don't know if it would have totally worked with those two together in terms of, sharing the ball, but they had two of the greats. And yeah, with Pedri, he's another one where talk about the Ballon d'Or last year, and he finished, I think, like 10th or something. And I'm just like, looking at this list, I'm like, huh? Like, this guy is like the best midfielder in the world. Like, and it's one of those things where he's not scoring a ton of goals, so you're not going to see it that way. But if you watch him and watch how he operates in that position, in the midfield position, he's unbelievable. And yeah, he's it's very Brunson-like, very, not given the flowers he should have been given.
Speaking of Jalen Brunson not getting his flowers,
okay.
Tom told me yesterday there's some supercut of all the idiots who said Brunson sucked, and I'm like a big part of it. And he said he said it with a big smile. That's fine. I love it. I didn't like how much he enjoyed it.
He said that with a smile. Oh no!
Oh my God, his eyes! I've never seen his eyes smile like that.
It's tough to get him to smile too.
I know he's not a smiler or a phone answerer. It's always so awkward because we'll do this. I'm like, I called you 9 times, man. Oh yeah. All right, cool. Kylian Mbappe, he's D-cell. Just kidding. He's not that bad. D-cell's not that bad. All right, I'll be curious if you agree with this. I think that Kylian Mbappe is LeBron's talent, but with the locker room cancer killing skills of I don't know, Stephon Marbury, or the way that T.O. treated McNabb. That's how I think Mbappe treats successful teams. And like a little explanation for people who don't know, Kylian Mbappe is considered, I don't think he is, but he's considered the best player on the France national team. He's the captain. He's already won a World Cup at a young age. Yeah. He was at PSG, Paris club, where with a lot of money, where he had a great team, and they kept losing because he won't run, he won't try, he won't put in effort, kind of like a receiver. The minute he left, he went to Real Madrid, which had just won the Champions League. They haven't won anything in the 2 years Mbappe's been there. PSG's won back-to-back Champions Leagues with him gone. I also think a comp for him would be like Lamar Jackson, if Lamar Jackson had like gotten something earlier, because if France wins the World Cup, which they could, and Mbappe plays relatively well, which of course would happen if they won, because he does score, it'll silence every critic forever.
Yeah, those are good comparisons. I don't disagree. Look what he did at a young age at PSG and France winning that World Cup. Unbelievable, but since then it's kind of been a little disappointing. And the PSG winning their league, look, I can't say it's the greatest accomplishment. The France league is not the most competitive. Like, what you're going to take stock in with
garbage.
PSG is what they do in Champions League. And unfortunately for Mbappe, like you just said, with Mbappe, they failed every year. The second he leaves, they win 2 back-to-back Champions Leagues. So, and look, they didn't look great in the Euros. I know they got knocked out in the Euros this past go-around. The World Cup final against Argentina didn't get it done. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, they could have won that game. That was a toss-up of a game, probably the greatest game I've ever seen, but he didn't win it. That's what matters. So, yeah, he's going to have to win another World Cup here to shed that.
I mean,
probably win multiple Champions Leagues and probably a World Cup or two with
I'm
France.
deep in the weeds on Real Madrid and Barcelona stuff. I'm wearing a random Barca kit today.
Oh, it's nice.
Mbappe's a big problem in Real Madrid. I mean, he doesn't get along with his teammates. he had an injury that everyone thinks he faked so we wouldn't have to play Barcelona after Barcelona had already basically clinched the league. And so, but he was injured for a week. He came back a week later, but instead of being with his team, he went on vacation in Italy during the season with his girlfriend. I mean, that's crazy. Can you imagine if LeBron James in March took a week off and then went on vacation?
That would not be good. No,
like was in Cancun during the season when he wasn't really injured. I mean,
to your point too. I'm not
worst.
sure if we're going to talk. We might be talking about some of these guys, so I won't get too much. But I feel like he has brought so many guys on that Real Madrid team down with him, including guys like Vinny, including guys like Jude Bellingham, who you mentioned a few minutes ago.
We're going to get to a few of them.
Those are guys that you're talking about 2 years ago were talked about as top 5 players.
It's amazing.
And are now
it's amazing.
Like, this guy stinks. Yeah, exactly.
One guy who's raised up, though, which is really interesting, is his teammate on the France national team, Dembele, when he plays on PSG and when Mbappe left. This is soccer. I have to reset. I'm in this like reset habit from radio. By the way, welcome to BillWriter.substack.com. BillWriter.substack.com. You can hit us up at SportsWriter, right? Like it's a radio habit. Dembele is kind of cat, maybe a little bit better than Karl Anthony Towns. Was considered a shocking waste of generational talent. Physically remarkable, right? Cat is a big man who can do a lot of things. Dembele is this sort of really fast forward who is ambidextrous, so he can strike the ball with his left foot and his right foot basically equally. And like with Karl Anthony Towns, this would be my comparison, he got rid of the bad place or person. In this case, it's Mbappe leaving. In Cat's case, it's leaving Minnesota. And I think he even like found the perfect person to believe in him and put him in the right position. For Cat, crazily enough, that's Mike Brown. And I still think Cat is on track to maybe be the Finals MVP. Less likely after yesterday's game. Maybe they'll give it to Brunson. Dembele's won the Ballon d'Or with Luis Enrique as his head coach, who's an incredible at the club level coach. Has kind of unlocked him, and so Dembele is the guy you used to hate and think was a waste of talent, who now everyone loves and is like, this is so cool to see him make good.
Yeah, I'll buy that too. I
Bye.
remember the Dembele at Barcelona. He was basically the Messi replacement, if you will, the heir apparent, and it's always tough to replace the legend, but he was kind of tasked with doing that, especially when Suarez had left and Messi obviously had left as well. There was a lot of pressure to kind of make that front line of Barcelona great, and they didn't have a lot of money to spend on guys, so it was really him, and he didn't do it. Like you said, the talent was always there. I think that's been proven over the last couple of years, and yeah, now it's been unlocked with Mbappe leaving PSG, Dembele, dominating for PSG and doing well for France as well on the France national team. So I like the Cat comparison for that. I'm going to run players that had like moved to a different team and it kind of turned around their persona, if you will, and that's kind of Cat and it's kind of Dembele too.
All right, I'm going to run through these a little more quickly because I gotta go. Just kidding. Stu's gotta go. Stu's busy. Stu's got 4 girlfriends or something. I gotta stop making that joke. You're not engaged yet, are you?
No.
Just checking. You're welcome. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Wait, I'm good at the buttons. Don't worry. Here, this one. Christian Pulisic. He is really, really good, but he's also one of the best players in the world. Yeah. The way that your drunk buddy will tell you whoever his favorite player is on his local team is as good as Ohtani or as good as Wembanyama or as good as Patrick Mahomes. I mean, like Christian Pulisic. Well, I think we had this talk. So Christian Pulisic is the supposed best player on the men's national team. He's the best known player. I actually don't think he's the best player, but he does have goals in him. If you were going to rank the top, have we done this? The top players in the world. He's not top 100.
No.
Not close.
No.
And by the way, I think if you ranked like Arda Güler, who I don't like,
Kenan Yildiz is a better player.
He might be top 100, dude. He plays for Real Madrid. Yeah. He's certainly higher ranked than Christian Pulisic is, and he's on Turkey's team, and we're playing Turkey's way. So that's. Do you like Pulisic? Are you in on Pulisic?
I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's bad, but he is not the LeBron James of soccer, as some have said. Which
he's
is
good.
Kind of a meme. He's a good player. He plays for AC Milan. He's really turned around his career since leaving. He started at Dortmund, then moved to Chelsea. The Chelsea thing did not work. The Premier League did not work for him. He moved to AC Milan. He's been pretty good when he's been healthy at AC Milan, but he's not.
If he was a quarterback, who would he like? he'd be like the 15th best quarterback in football. Like, you're not going to win it all with that guy, but the guy isn't terrible. He's a good. That's a bad. He's a good player and he has
He's
goals,
a good player. He's not
but
bad.
he's not a game changer.
Yeah, he's also not the player that you can have as your best scorer and win a World Cup. That's
I'm just gonna roll through all these. Harry Kane, I have his Clayton Kershaw before Kershaw won a World Series. I think Harry Kane's one of the best strikers of all time, but he doesn't win things. He just it doesn't count in Bayern where he plays in his club team, and he missed a huge penalty kick against France. Was that last time around, or was that the Euros?
That was last time around. That was
that was brutal. Yeah, England's very similar. They'd be like the Dodgers, I guess, if Kirk Gibson had never hit that home run, or
like that one.
The Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid hadn't shown up, and they're really good, they just never win anything. All right, I like this one. Neymar. So Neymar plays in the Brazilian national team. He's very famous. He's Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson was 48 years old and had the lifestyle of Dennis Rodman.
Oh, that's good. That's not bad. That's another good one. I like it. Yeah.
Leo Messi. He's Leo Messi. You should know who that is. If you don't, turn off this thing and go watch some YouTube clips and come back. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna skip. You know what? I'm gonna do this one actually. Vinny. He's Caitlin Clark meets James Harden. A whiner and a complainer. I'm so down on Caitlin Clark. It makes me sad. Meets James Harden in the playoffs. Vinny Jr. is I don't know where he'll play because I think Rafinha is actually better on the left side, but he's the Brazilian team's one of their best players. They have Rafinha. Now, they do have Carlo Ancelotti, who's a great manager. Maybe the best manager of all time. He's like Phil Jackson meets Dave Roberts. Meets John Wooden. I hate to admit it, but Ancelotti's incredible. Who's your favorite here? Who do you think is going to win this thing?
Okay, so I've a lot of hemming and hawing at this, and the conclusion I've come to, or there are a few conclusions I've come to. I think France and Spain in the semifinals, assuming both teams win their group, they will meet in the semifinals, which maybe you think that's unfortunate. I think they're the two best teams. I think Spain and France are the two best teams. I think it's a toss-up. I'm leaning France.
Yeah.
But again, I think if those teams play 100 times, I think maybe France wins like 52 and Spain wins 48 or something like that. A lot of them probably go to extra time. Some of them go to penalty kicks. I will lean France over Spain. And then the other side of the bracket, that's where it's interesting. I think it could be Argentina. I think it could be Portugal. I think it could be England.
Man, Portugal's good. I think Ronaldo's a team killer, man.
Ronaldo, and I don't like the manager, Roberto Martinez. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Who's Catalan, actually. He's from Spain. Yep.
I don't know if because I think aside from Spain, I think Portugal might have the best midfield in the world besides Spain. If you take Spain out of the equation, their midfield is great.
Roberto Martinez.
Guys like Nuno Mendes playing on the left side. They have they just have a lot of good players. They have Rafael Leao, who plays for AC Milan. They have talent everywhere. They have Ronaldo. This would be the story, right? Ronaldo finally getting a World Cup.
He's a cancer, dude.
I know.
I also don't think he's that. Here's the other thing.
I'm
not sure he's at the level.
He's not.
I was going to ask you about this about Messi, and we're going to find out. People think I'm crazy when I say this. I sort of wonder. Look, Messi can still play at a high level at MLS, and he's turned it on sort of in the lead up to this. And if you tell me that Messi goes on the field for an entire game and walks, and he's one of the only guys in the world that you can actually have not contribute to the press, and it works because everyone loves him so much they'll run for him, and he's so brilliant. But if it doesn't work, if he's out there and he just doesn't, because he's old, is there a world where Argentina can make a shift and bring him in every game at the 60th minute as a super sub? Do you think Messi would even I don't know what the politics of that are, and maybe it doesn't matter. But Messi hasn't played at a level that MLS is not a high enough level to prepare for the World Cup.
It's not that level.
There's a reason most of the U.S. men's national team players aren't from MLS.
Yeah, I think that
Ronaldo's the same thing. I think Messi would probably do it if he. I'm not sure he'd do it. Ronaldo won't. Ronaldo will be put out. He'll be throwing stuff. He'll be naked.
No chance.
So I think a big question for Portugal and for Argentina is their talisman. What is their level? And I love Messi. And I think that is more worrisome for Portugal because if Ronaldo's level isn't high enough, he'll bring them down with him. If Messi's level isn't high enough, he'll make whatever the adjustments that are necessary, even if that means playing fewer minutes.
think that's fair. Yeah, I don't argue with that. So yeah, that's that could be a semifinal match. You could have France and Spain on one side. You could have Argentina and Portugal on the other side if those teams finish in those spots they are.
If I'm doing this properly, let me just.
It's very confusing with the third place teams. I will say that the addition of these teams has made this a lot more difficult than it used to be to try to predict these paths to who's gonna get where.
I'm doing this from memory, but I'm pretty sure that if Spain were to finish second or Argentina were to finish second, yeah. So this isn't going to happen. But if Spain or Argentina finish second, they would play each other in the round of 32. So basically,
that would throw out what I'm saying. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing: Argentina's group is Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan. That is a very easy group.
Austria's an interesting team, but they're not. I don't think they're good.
I don't know much about them. They're ranked high. They're like 21 or they're in the 20s.
Yeah.
Spain's group here, let me just is actually it's borderline tricky in the sense that I'll start at the bottom. Cape Verde is not going to do anything. They're going to lose 11-1. I feel bad for them. They're bad. And I believe they're the lowest or second lowest ranked FIFA team in the World Cup. Saudi Arabia, I'm assuming, is not going to be dangerous away from the, like Middle East. Like home soil is always an advantage. It'll be huge for Canada and the U.S. and in Mexico. But Saudi Arabia did, if I remember this right, did beat Argentina in a group stage game last World Cup.
Yes. Yeah.
They beat them. I think Uruguay is really interesting. And that's the other team in Spain's group. Do I think Spain's going to beat Uruguay? Of course I do. But there's a guy named Bielsa who's the coach. He has this very open and fluid style. They're going to give up a lot of goals. But they have some talent. And people that don't know, I didn't know, Uruguay is right on the border of Brazil, and they have a lot of players who actually were raised with a Brazilian style. Because what's his name? Oh my God, Ronald Araujo is a Barcelona player.
Oh yeah,
speaks Portuguese. My point is a Brazilian style of play kind of fits what Bielsa does. Like beautiful game, it's open, it's flowing. We're giving goals, we're taking goals. I don't think Uruguay beats Spain, but I think they can. I just think there's a crazy world where they win 4-3 or they win 3-2, and it's open, and Spain, has 58 shots and 11 on target, and they just don't score, and Uruguay scores a couple. I think Spain will run them off the field because of how Uruguay plays, but I'm just saying that. Can you imagine if Spain and Argentina played each other in the round of 32?
Early? Yeah, that would be crazy to have a match that early in the knockout stages where I think again, two of the best teams, right? Like
yes,
two of the best three or four teams.
And the two of the three teams along with France that I actually think are going to win. Like I don't think Brazil's going to win. I just don't. I don't trust them, and I think Saudis interesting.
I think Portugal, England could get to a finals. I don't think they're winning a finals.
Yeah, I'm with you. Germany is a team that I don't buy, but you just, by the way, outside of when they won in Brazil, they did win in Brazil once. They tend historically not to play well, Germany, away from Europe.
Yes, and I believe Germany will play France if they both win their groups. Germany will play France in the round of 16. I believe.
Here's the other thing I'll say for those watching.
Problematic.
The standard for the United States is you have to get to, in my opinion, and compete in a round of 16 game because the way this has been set up is that if USA wins its group, which I don't think is a lock, by the way, I think they're on the same level as the United States. And
I think Turkey wins the group. I think US finishes.
I kind of do too. Arda Güler, by the way, I hate him because he was supposed to go to Barcelona and he went to Real Madrid, but he depends on the manager, but he starts for them sometimes. So he's at a level that Christian Pulisic, there's not a single player on the U.S. men's national team that Real Madrid or Barcelona would go like, we want this guy. There is one on Turkey, and he plays a lot. And the other problem with Güler is that he's really good. He plays at a crazy high level for his national team.
Yes. I saw them in person a couple years ago. Last summer I saw them play the United States, and Turkey won 2-1, but it felt like 4-1 the way they played and the chances they had. Güler was amazing. Kenny Yildiz, who plays for Juventus on the left wing, he's on that level in terms of being a great player that could make a European move to a bigger club. They have this striker, midfielder, Canuzen, who plays for Frankfurt, who's also they have good players all over the pitch, but especially Guler. He's the number one guy, and he is amazing to watch in person, and they are a very good team.
Here's the other thing, though. They have FIFA has fixed it for the United States. Like I'm just going to tell you, if USA wins their group, right? If USA wins their group, they play a third place team. So it's really hard to kind of know who that is.
It's hard,
but it will be a very beatable team, right? Like there are 8 of the 12. There are 12 groups now. They've expanded the field to 48. 8 of the 12 third place finishers advance. It's crazy. So let's say USA wins their group. We don't know who they're going to play because it's one of 8. It's a third place team, but that'll be a very winnable game. If you finish second in your group, in many of the cases, you play a behemoth. And we already talked about how if you're Spain or Argentina and you finish second in your group, you play the other one. USA is one of the only groups where their group runner-up plays another group runner-up. And that group is Group G, which is Belgium, which you don't want to play Belgium. But after that, it's Egypt, Iran, New Zealand, which are winnable. By the way, which are winnable. Can you imagine if USA plays Iran in a World Cup game in the United States? While we're
in my prediction, my thing I did, I had that as the matchup, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I forgot that this was a possibility. If both
we're
second,
we're all shooting each other in the Middle East. It's awful. It's again, I'm not pretending the United States necessarily beats Iran or beats Egypt, but you can't ask for an easier route. No. Like there's a world random draw. Sure. Wink, wink. There's a world where the USA could have played Spain or Argentina in the round of 32. So definitely. You're on home soil. It's the greatest. It's this golden generation. We have a ton of guys who have played European football soccer, which is really critical to sort of level. And Robinson just had a Golazo
manager.
I don't love Poch, and I'm worried that he's Chip Kelly. I'm worried that back in his NFL days at the end, I'm worried the game's passed him by. He's arrogant but no longer brilliant. But okay, we'll see. We have a very easy route. Even if we finish second in the group, we have an easy route. And then it gets tough. So anything short of a round of 16, like bare minimum, it's a failure. I don't think Landon Donovan's going to run me back.
I don't think so either. It's a shame. I can't. I know you've told the story. I've heard the story, going on 10 years, and I still can't believe it. Every time you bring it up again, I'm like,
Those of you that are watching, I basically was at her. Landon and I kind of became friendly, and I had his phone number, and I helped him, whatever. And I was in a restaurant. It was during the day. It was a fancy place. It was my day off. It was a Wednesday or something. I was drinking. And it was the tapas place where you handed plates to waiters. I was talking to the manager, and the place was empty, and some waiter, I came over, gave him a plate, short waiter, and I gave him another plate, gave him another dirty plates, and I'm like, this guy's been here a long time. I looked over, like, why has this waiter been here for 5 minutes? Because it was Landon Donovan. And he goes, did you just hand me your plates? I'm like, oh, yeah, man. And I haven't really talked to him since. He hasn't talked to me since. Is it really that offensive? I guess it kind of is if you're Landon Donovan.
Yeah, especially because he kind of was like the face of U.S. soccer.
It's my bad.
Yeah.
My bad guy.
By the way, if United States finishes second in their group, which we think is a very good possibility, and then they do beat whoever they play in that round of 32, they would face Argentina or Uruguay, assuming Argentina finishes first in their group. So that could be a messy United States round of 16 matchup, which would be, I feel like not good for the United States, but it would be cool to watch Messi play.
We played Argentina maybe 2 or 3 World Cups ago and lost 1-0, I think, right? In a fairly
close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that 2018 maybe?
Might have been before that. All right. Man, that was a really embarrassing Landon Donovan story. That one's super long. So I guess we're gonna just. So
you're picking Spain is what you're. I think you're the way it sounds. You're going Spain over Argentina.
By the way, I don't know if how you feel about this. I think we'll see if this is true, but I think I'm rooting for Spain more than America.
Yeah, you said this.
Does that make me a bad? But like sometimes when you start rooting for, like I thought I was equal on Spurs, Knicks, and I kind of want the Spurs to win, right? You just sort of find out when you
just see it in the moment. Yeah.
The thing is, I'm going to root for Spain so aggressively.
They have all the Barcelona play. They have a lot of.
That's
Barcelona
why it's my. But if USA played Spain, I think I'd probably root for USA. So does that? but I just don't believe USA is going to do a lot. So,
Oh, yeah.
so I'll root for them, but when I root for Spain, I'll be like, these guys can win it.
Yeah, there's a belief, right? That's like me with England versus US. I'm like,
Oh my
okay,
God,
England
man.
at least could make a run here. At least they have a chance. They'll probably blow it at some point, but they at least have the talent, of a top 5 or 6 nation. But the US isn't on that level. But I'll root for the US. Like when US played England on that, day after Thanksgiving a couple years ago. I guess that was the World Cup. Yeah, that was the World Cup, the last World Cup. I
just heard back from Landon Donovan.
No, you didn't. You're lying.
I did, but unfortunately, this is another name. This is no longer.
Oh, he changed his number. No,
this is no longer. But here's the thing: I don't want to call. I have a different number for him.
Oh, that must suck to be that person. You probably get texts from people who think he's Landon.
I have a different number for him.
Oh, that's terrible.
And a buddy of mine who knows him was like, "This is his new number." So maybe.
Oh my God.
You know what? I think I deleted the other one, which was a mistake. All right. Here's my plate. All right. That was a fun show.
Hey.
I promise at some point I'm going to get in a better rhythm on this thing. We had some technical difficulties yesterday. It's just that technically Stu's the worst. Just kidding. She's the best. Stu, I'm sorry. I love you. That was mean. I'm going to put him away so I don't have to look at him. I feel it's my shame. We'll be back tomorrow with a mailbag.